Hello, coders. Nice to see you again. So today I'm going to be doing something a little different. So today uh, I wanted to code for you using Collaboratory with Google Colab. Google Collaboratory or Google Colab is what we will be using. It's what we might be using when during our courses, during our classes, because Google Colab allows not only you to be able to input your Python code, but it allows me to also collaborate with you. So we can work with it together. Also, I can you can access Google Colab from any computer, which is why I'm using it here. I don't have Python installed in my on this computer. I do have access to Google Colab through my Google account. Today, what the challenge is to program Hello World. Hello World. So let's type it in. Hello World. If we program, essentially what we want to do is output Hello World down here to the console. There's an easy way to do it, but I want to do it in one of the most challenging, most difficult ways, just to showcase to you what you can learn to do with Python. You can do it in a simple way, you can do it in a complex way. All right, so this is a little challenge that I decided to make to code Hello World in a more complicated way. Here is the simple way to do it. This is the traditional way, this is but the easiest way to print Hello World. First, you have to type in the function print, then open parenthesis, quotation mark. This could be a single quotation mark or it could be double quotation mark. But if it's double quotation mark opening, it has to close with a double quotation mark. Either way, and then if you run the code, so it needs to connect to the. Sorry, 1 second. Let's move my face. It needs to connect to the server first before it runs it. But once it runs it, boom, it prints out hello world. Cool. Now let's do it ourselves this complicated way. All right, so first I'm going to initialize some variables. Don't worry if you don't understand all this stuff. This is just a introduction into what you can learn later. So I'm going to explain a bunch of stuff. You might not understand any of it, but I just want to introduce you to what you can learn during our courses. All right, so we got A. I'm going to introduce some variables. Sorry, B, C, D. That's all we need. So Google Colab allows this. So if you hold down Alt, you can click on all of these variables and you can type in whatever you want. So in space equals space. All right, we're gonna say it equals. We're gonna make it a string. So I'm gonna use a single quotation mark. You could use double quotation mark too. If you want to, you could use double quotation mark. It's up to you. I'm gonna use single because it's easier in my head. And so in this case, it'll be now each of these will have a different letter. H R. It doesn't need to be caps. H L O R. Forgot one letter. G. All right. That gives us all the letters we need. Cool. I will. Cool. Next, we want to add these variables to a list. So let's create a list. We have to create a list before we can create it afterwards actually, but might as well create it before. So we're gonna create a list. We're gonna say we'll call the list listy, listy, the list. To initialize the list, you have to do that and then open up brackets and close brackets. Perfect. So now down here, we'll say listy dot append. Then we're gonna say A. Then we're gonna do that again. Listy dot append B. Perfect. Listy dot append C. Nope. We're gonna go away. All right, so we're gonna append C, and then we're gonna append C again because we have right now H, E, L, and then we're gonna do it again. L, Then we're gonna do O. So I'll just press no, Rosie. I don't want all of that. And then we're gonna this D, D. Then we're gonna do this D. Oops, you forgot. I'm gonna A B C E F G H equals quotation mark, and then we're gonna space. Yeah. So and then this H right, then E. Now we're gonna D. Perfect. So I had to figure out what to do. All right, so now we want to see if we actually printed, if we actually made the correct thing. So let's print this D, and then say, run it. Let's see. Hello world. Fantastic. But now it's in a list and it looks all ugly. So now instead we have another function we're going to use. We're going to use a join function. So we're gonna join everything without any spaces. Join, and then don't worry if you don't know how to do this. We can learn this during our class. Join listy. All right. Then we're gonna say, or we're gonna make that equal to yeet. There we go. Yeet. Yeet. We'll make it equal to yeet. All right. So now we're gonna to figure out whether we actually made the right thing. We're gonna say print yeet. We don't need to print this D part, so we're gonna comment that out. All right, so now if we run the code, we should see hello world down at the bottom. Yes, we did it. We printed hello world in a complicated fashion. However, this is not the most complicated fashion we can do. We're gonna make it even more complicated. We're going to initialize a class, or rather an object. Class WWE. All right, we're gonna say we have to do def init. Yeah, we don't need this none part, but that's essentially what we need. All right, we're gonna do that. We don't need to initialize anything, so we're gonna just put it in a pass. We're gonna be def. We're gonna say, all right, so we're gonna call this function, and we're gonna say it's J Uso. And we're gonna say Uso. Or actually, we can just copy this. We're gonna copy this. That. I'm gonna paste that down here. All right, we're gonna say yeet equals join this D. We're gonna say return yeet. And we're gonna say right here WWE WWF, because that's what it was used to be called, equals WWE. We're gonna say down here, we're gonna say print WWF dot JUSO. Yeah, that's what yeah, exactly. Then we're gonna close parenthesis. Fantastic. So essentially what we did is we initialized the class, we initialized the function, and then we're going to return that function. We're going to return yeet, whatever yeet is. And so if we run that, oh, wait. Oh, I see. You're right. Oh, there it is. All right. And that's how we can print hello world the most complicated of ways. Yeet, yeah, equals yeet dot upper. This will convert everything to uppercase function in uppercase. So let's run that. Yes, that's how we do it. This is the most complicated way to print hello world. But we learned, we were introduced to a lot of things. We were introduced to lists. We were introduced to strings, variables. We were introduced to classes, which is objects. We were introduced to functions. We were introduced to how you call a class and then call a function, call a class function. And yeah, it's the most complicated way to print hello world, but we did it. And I thought it was a fun challenge, and I hope you enjoyed it too. If you did, leave a like, share it, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. And if you want to learn how to code in Python, go to codersjournal.com. I'll have a link in the description. All right, have a good one. See ya. Keep coding.